नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, text number 42, page number 47. Soham harirmarga vidambanena drusho nrinam chalayato vidhatuhu nanyopalakshaha paravim prasada charami pashyam gata vismayotra soham harirmarga vidambanena drusho nrinam chalayato vidhatuhu nanyopalakshaha paravim prasada charami pashyam gata vismayotra sahaham, therefore I, Hare, of the personality of God, Martya, in this mortal world, Vidambanena, without being recognized, Darshaha, on sight, Nrinam, of the people in general, Chalyataha, bewildering, Vidhatuhu, in order to do it, Na, not, Anya, other, Upalakshaha, seen by others, Padavim, glories, Prasadat, by the grace of, Charami, do travel, Pashan, by seeing, Gataha, Vismayaha, without doubt, Atra, in this battle, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, HG Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. I am not astonished at this. Having traveled over the world without being seen by others, the activities of the personality of a Godhead, which are like those of a man in this mortal world, are bewildering to others, but I know of His greatness by His grace, and thus I am happy in all respects. Purport. Although he was the brother of Dhritarashtra, Vidur was completely different. By the grace of the Lord, he was not foolish like his brother, and thus his brother's association could not influence him. Dhritarashtra and his materialistic sons wanted to falsely lord it over the world by dint of their own strength. The Lord encouraged them in this way, and thus they became more and more bewildered. But Vidur wanted to achieve sincere devotional service of the Lord, and therefore became a soul absolutely surrendered to the absolute personality of God. He could realize this in the progress of his pilgrim's journey, and thus he was freed from all doubts. He was not at all sorry to be perfect, to be bearer of his heart and home, because he now had experienced that dependence on the mercy of the Lord is a greater freedom than so-called freedom at home. A person should not be in the renounced order of a life unless he is firmly convinced being protected by the Lord. This stage of a life is explained in Bhagavad Gita as Abhayam Sattvam Samshuddhi, or purification of one's existence. The result of such a purification is exhibited in fearlessness. A devotee of the Lord, who is called Narayana Paraha, is never afraid of anything because he is always aware of the fact that the Lord protects him in all circumstances. With this conviction, Vidur traveled alone, and he was not seen or recognized by any friend or a foe. Thus he enjoyed freedom of life without obligation to the many duties of the world. When Lord Sri Krishna was personally present in the mortal world, in his eternal blissful form of a Shyamasundar, those who were not pure devotees of the Lord could not recognize him or know his glories. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanum ashritam. He is always bewildering to the non-devotees, but he is always seen by the devotees by dint of their pure devotion, service to him. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Narati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guruda Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sargana Raguna Kanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Bharijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vikansha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vrishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinam Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Shrisha Shunyavadi Paschatyareshakarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Soham Harer Martya Vidam Manena Drusho Nranam Chalayato Vidhatu Nanyopalakshaha Padavim Prasadat Charami Pashan Katavismayotra. So Vidurji is explaining here to Uddhavji that I am not astonished at this, having traveled all over the world without being seen by others. The activities of the personality of a Godhead, which are like those of a man in the mortal world, are bewildering to others. But I know of his greatness by his grace, and thus I am happy in all respect. Gata Vismayo. So here he clearly mentions that how he was able to see the Lord's wonderful activities, which seems to be like a common man. And he has understood that. Why? Because he has the mercy of the Lord. He said, by his grace, I was able to understand his greatness. If Lord's grace is not there, even Brahma will get confused. What to speak of you and me? Huh? Why we don't are able to understand Lord's activities? Yes, we are not surrendered. And Vidura, even though he was a brother of Dhritarashtra, and what was the nature of Dhritarashtra? The word itself claims that what it means. Dhrita Rashtra, who is attached to his kingdom, who is attached to have his kingdom. Dhrita means to hold it. To hold that kingdom, he was so much attached. So definitely he was blind by birth and spiritually also. Because in front of him, his nephews, they got tortured. His own son tried to kill them. And he just kept quiet. Silently, he was agreed with all the activities, all the nefarious activities that his son, Duryodhana, has done for Pandavas. And Vidura was serving him. Because Vidura was bound by his duty to the throne of Hastinapur. And he gave so many times wonderful advices to Dhritarashtra. But because of his much attachment for the kingdom and his own sons, he was not able to understand that. In scripture it is said that directly to enjoy senses or the objects of the senses is not that bad. But to associate with the people who are totally absorbed in that is worse than the directly associating with the objects of the senses. Because what happens? Physically, you have some restriction to enjoy. But on the mental platform, you can do it unimaginable. There you won't get exhausted because you are doing it in mental platform, and mind has a lot of strength. Sitting with the people who are engrossed in sense gratification, especially with the women. Yoshita Sangi Sangasya. If someone associates with the person who is associating with the woman, it definitely falls down. That considered worse than the directly associating with the woman. So, Dhritarashtra was so much attached to the object of his son's gratification. And Vidura is constantly associating with. But he never got influenced by that effect. Why? That's there in the first 3 lines of this purport. What is written there? Purport. Huh? Why he was not bewildered? Exactly. The sentence starts with, by the grace of Krishna. And whom Krishna favors? Who is surrendered to Krishna? That's so easy. Because Lord said, Mameva Sharanam Raja Antvam Sanama Prapebhyo Mokshishami Mashucha. Just surrender unto me. And I will take care of that. And really he takes care. Look at the Vidura. Being associating with such a cruel people, he never got influenced by that cruelty. Neither that cunningness. He was able to maintain his consciousness. See, another example about Lord's grace. Look at life of Bhishma Dev. How Lord puts his devotees in such a situation, tested each and every moment. Can you imagine? When Bhishma Dev was born, immediately after that his mother wanted to kill him. His father saved him. But he got saved from his mother. But mother took him away from his father. She took him to the planets of demigods, heavenly planets. And he was there till his youth. So he was bereft of association of his own father. But there he got trained by different demigods and Brahaspati in the Vedic knowledge. And he became powerful. He got trained in weaponry science by Parshuram himself. And after becoming that, he became so powerful, then his mother sent him on the planet. So when he came, the first, what we can say, the interaction that he had with his father, that was not that, what we can say, that welcoming. Because he was testing his own weapon science. So he blocked the flow of Ganges. And Maharaj, what's his name? Shantanu. He was walking on the banks of Ganges, and all of a sudden he saw that Ganges water has stopped. He said, how is it possible? It starts from the spiritual planet, it comes to heavenly planets, from there it descends, and it is not restricted or obstacled by anyone. And who has stopped this? So he sat in his chariot and started going across against the current, and he saw that someone has blocked that the whole Ganges just by the barrier of arrows. And he was surprised. He said, who is that person? Such a powerful. With the arrows he can stop the water flow, and that of Ganges. Then he started looking here, and then he saw one handsome, strong and stout prince. He said, who are you? Father is asking his son. Just try to imagine what will happen to the son. If son comes to know that he is my father. He's asking, who are you? And how you dare to stop Ganges? And then he challenged him for the fight. And as Kshatriyas, if they are challenged, they are ready to fight. As they're supposed to start, Mother Ganges appeared there. She said, Maharaj, he is your son only. He is our son. His name is Devavrata. He was born on earthly planet but brought up in heavenly planets. So he had all the facilities to enjoy. People, they do so much of pious credits here to go to heavenly planets so that they can enjoy Ramya Rama Maru Ritukanu Lata. Enjoy soft skinned ladies. And he was staying there in the prime youth. And he followed Brahmacharya. Can you imagine? Who can do that? Staying in the water but not getting wet. Huh? And that's why Lord says, Padma Patra Ivam Vasa. Be like the petal of lotus, leaf of lotus. It never gets wet, even though it is in the water. So you can know the devotee by how much he is detached. He was in the heavenly planets, with the heavenly damsels. They are surrounded, but he never got allured by them. Okay, then he came down. He was traveling all over the kingdom, and people were so happy that they got such a virtuous prince. Everyone was appreciating him. No one was his enemy. He was like a Ajat Shatru. Because he was well-cultured, well-behaved, well-mannered. He was such a loving, affectionate to the citizens that all they fall in love with him. So Shantanu decided, now I will make him a Yuvaraj, what they call? Crown prince. So he made him a crown prince. And at that time, Shantanu fell in love with Matsyagandha or Satyavati. He wanted to marry her. And for his father's happiness, he sacrificed his prime youth, and he took a vow of following celibacy throughout life and remaining honest and chaste and as a protector for the throne of Hastinapur. Matsyagandha had a boon from Parashar Rishi that she will remain like a virgin woman or virgin girl, actually, not a woman. So throughout life, she was as young as 16 years old. She was that pure. Okay, so here he got one lady as a mother who was younger to him and most beautiful woman on the earthly planet. Second, for his mother's, stepmother's kids, he fought with the Kshatriyas and got the most beautiful ladies from Kashi. One of them, she fell in love with him and she said that I wanted to marry you only. Forget about others. I don't care for them because I wanted someone else, but you defeated him. So I can't go back to him. And still he said, no, you go back. I will tell him. But she got insulted by that person. Then she came back and she said, I wanted to marry you now. Because you brought me and it is your duty. He said, no, I have taken a vow. Then she said, okay, get ready to die then. She went to Parshuram. And Lord Parshuram, he said, okay. And he fought for her with Bhishma. See how Lord is putting his devotee in calamities. His worshipable personality with whom he has to fight to maintain his righteousness, to follow his own vows. Can you imagine? Whom you respect, whom you worship, you have to fight them for, and you have to disobey their orders for follow your own vrata. Okay. So she did penance and she took another birth, so she wanted to kill Bhishma. And Bhishma was knowing that now this woman is going to get the cause of my death. Anything to her. Someone he would have killed her. But he said, no, leave it. Then, here, his brother got sick. One brother got killed. So they had two widows in house now. And they were the exquisite, beautiful women. And his own mother, stepmother, told him that now you can enjoy them and produce kids because we need someone who can descend who can carry forward our family lineage. He said, I can't. But she said, it's me who told you to take this vow. It's because of me, to fulfill my desire, you took this vow of celibacy. And now I am telling you that I need that. You should beget kids from your brother's wives. There he again got tested. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. I have taken a vow and I'm going to follow it. On top of that, it is said, if you read Mahabharata, they have such a beautiful and wonderful explanation about the palaces and the people who are staying in the palaces, who came along with different queens, and they're staying. Previously, whenever any princess, she used to get married with some king or prince, with that princess, her friends and her mates used to send them with her to serve. So in that way, king used to have so many beautiful women around. And Hastinapur is full of all beautiful damsels actually. And staying in palace with such a beautiful women, Bhishma never got bewildered. How is it possible? He said, only one person can say no for sense gratification, and that is only a devotee of Lord Govinda. No one can say no to that. Why? The word here used, that Govindabhakta Shiromani. The person who is devotee of the Lord, only he can say no to this particular urge. Because he is worshipping Govinda. And who is Govinda? Who satisfies everyone's senses. That means by worshipping Lord, his senses are so satisfied that they never get agitated by seeing any sense gratifying object in this world. Because he has got the grace of Krishna. And here again we can see, by the grace of Lord Krishna, he was not foolish like his brother, and thus his brother's association could not influence him. So we got the two personalities in Hastinapur who were having such a grace of their lordship. One is Pitama Bhishma and second is Vidura. And that's why Pitama Bhishma is considered as one of the Mahajanas, whom we should follow. Mahajano inagata sapanta. Sure that dharmasya tattva nihita guhaya. To understand the principle of religion, it's very difficult. Nihita guhaya. It's deep secret. You can't understand that. Why? Because tarko pratishta shrutoyor vibhanna nasavarshir yasya matam na bhinnam. You can't establish truth by logic or by tarka. Tarko apratishta, you can't establish by that tarka. Shrutoyor vibhanna. All the Shruti Shastra, they say differently. Some Shruti says Lord is Brahman, some Shruti says Lord is Paramatma, some Shruti says Lord is personality of a garden. So they are vibhinna. Nasava rishir yasya matam na bhinnam. And you will not find any single rishi that all they have a same opinion. They have their own opinion. That's why they are called as a muni. Nasava munir yasya matam na bhinnam. Who does not have a different opinion from the other. That's why they are called as a muni. Then how to understand this? Dharmasya tattva nihitam guhaya. There they say, Mahajano inagata sapanta. You should follow the path of Mahajanas. And who are these Mahajanas? Prahlado, Janako, Bhishmo, Balihi, Yamaraj, who? Chatush Kumar, Narada, Shambhu, Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapilo, Manu. Balir, Vayasaki, Vayasaki means Shukadev Goswami. You should follow the path of these people. And further it is said, How Vidura traveled throughout? Like a totally renounced mendicant who was fully depending on Krishna. And that dependence on Krishna has given him tremendous faith. Rakshati iti Vishwaso, that Krishna will protect him at each and every moment. And this is what needed for us to make a progress in spiritual life. Unless and until you develop this sort of a thinking, Rakshati iti Vishwaso, that Krishna will protect me at all the circumstances, all the situation in my life. That thought itself attracts Krishna's mercy. Gopatratve, like a gopis in Vrindavan, they are fully surrendered to Krishna. Object of their senses is none other than Krishna. And that's why they have to sit and meditate to take away Krishna from their heart, to take Krishna, but they were not able to do that. Can you imagine what sort of attachment that they have for Lord? That they have to meditate not to remember Krishna. And what is our position? We have to work hard to remember him, which is very difficult for us. Why? Because mind is always absorbed in sense gratified things. You may be sitting and trying to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, but mind is somewhere else. It may have gone to Tirupati, may have gone to Bombay, it may have gone to workplace, it may have gone to... Not at all concerned now. Now sitting here and thinking of that thing, what benefits you are going to get it. But mind is like that. Pramadhi. It will do all nonsensical things only. Unless and until if it is not engaged. Like a small kid. If you are not giving him a positive engagement, will engagement in such a things that you will get harassed. There will be no peace of mind for you. Same way mind. It's like a small child. It wants everything. And if you give it, he will immediately ask for some other things. Like a small kid, he wants something, you give the one thing, and you start with something else, then he will drop that and will ask for the thing which you are having in the hands. Mind is like that. It will not focus on the thing that which you are doing it right now. Then what to do? That, but Vidura says that you can develop that by renunciation. Alakshaha. How he was traveling around? Alakshaha. Alaksha means not seen by anyone else. When you get that attitude, when you really get renounced. So whatever we do, in the corner of our heart somewhere we need that someone should appreciate. Yes or no? Any activities, whether the way we dress. If someone tells you, oh, Prabhu, nice t-shirt, sir. Looks so fresh. You're looking quite young. Our heart immediately gets solemn. It's get, oh, really? Yeah? For a moment you think like that, yeah, that's true. See my choice. So we try to give that credit to us. We need some recognition. For that we perform the activity. And that's the sole motivation behind performing any activity in this material world. But when you render service to the Lord, alakshita means anyone else that you are performing this service is very difficult. Because in Lord's service also you want to make sure that people should see me, that I am doing this. While doing Aarti in front of the crowd, we think that people are looking at me. That's why. Like they will do so, what they call. It's a typical word. Active way, the way they move hands and Aarti, like. What's the intention behind that? That people should look at me. People has come to look at Lord or you. So you are missing the essence. That you are there to offer Aarti on behalf of these people because they are there. So you are representing them and their devotion you are offering it to the Lord. So you are just via media. And you are trying to be that you are doing it. So will that consciousness will attract Krishna? No. That's why it is said that you should pray for others in front of the Lord. When you pray for others, Lord looks at you. Oh, this guy is quite genuine, huh? He's not asking for himself. He's asking for others. So let me give him first. And then think about them. But what we do generally? We ask for ourselves. See our prayers, Vedic prayers, what they say. Sarve sukhinas santu. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kasya dukkhar ma apnuya. My Lord, let everyone will be happy. Sarve sukhinas santu. Sarve santu niramaya. They don't have any kind of ambiguity. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let there be good for everyone. Ma, what's that? Ma kasya dukkham apnuya. No one should get sufferings in this world. So whom you are praying for? We are praying for others. And then Lord bless you. Okay, my child, I'm blessing you. And through you only I want to make them happy. Devotees, they always pray for others. So they get mercy first. So the proper way to get the mercy of Lord is to pray for others. That's why Lala Maharaj says, Naivot Vijay Duratara Pai Duratara Vaitaranyas. Twadvidya Gayana Mahambrata Bhagda Cheta Shoche Tato Vimuka Cheta Sa Indriyartha Maya Sukha Bharama Udbhavato Vimudan. Oh my Lord, I am not worried about this material existence because my mind is totally absorbed in your thoughts. But I am worried about whom? Vimukha Chetasa, who are bereft of your mercy. Because they have turned their face away from you. I'm worried about these foolish people. Soche tato vimukha chetasa. Vimudha. Fools. Vimudoya. Why? Because they are vimukha chetasa. Bahirmukha from you. They are not looking at you. They are looking away from you. In the next verse he said, I don't want to go to Himalayas and sit there and perform my isolated bhajan. Some people they are doing. I am more interested in being in this world and helping these people to remember you. And for that reason, if I need to be in this material world, then give me all the papas that they have done and take all of them back to God, so that I can stay here and again preach about it. And Prabhupada says that the person who is bereft of his hearth and home, and who is totally dependent on Krishna, becomes eligible to attain liberation. And that level of consciousness is said here, that abhayam sattva samshidhim. He is situated in that platform where abhaya, there is no fear. He becomes fearless. We have a fear. Fear of what? Death. Because death is the ultimate thing that takes away all your sense gratification away from you. So we are afraid of not the death, we are afraid of getting bereft of our sense gratification. Because death is eventually for everyone. Everyone has to die who has born. Jato si dhruvam janma mrityusya. Whoever has born, he has to die. So today or tomorrow, everyone has his own number to go. But in between that birth and death, if you remember the Lordship, which is your prime duty of in this human form of life, and the conviction is that my Lord helps me at each and every moment, will make tremendous benefit for us, because through which we can go back to Godhead as early as possible. As like the great devotees like Vidura did. So let's try by reading all these wonderful stories and incidents which has narrated by the devotee themselves, which will purify us, and that purification will attract the mercy of Krishna. Hare Krishna. So any question, any doubt?
Why anyway these two are bad, why is still stuck with that?
Because he took a vow to protect the throne of Hastinapur when he was declared as the chief minister. He was a Panthana. He was counselor of the king. When Pandu was made king, that time he was the chief minister. And he remained that Pandu died. So he was chased to the throne of Hastinapur. And because of that, he continued.
But in Vaishnav system, he even fought with Krishna.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you, because Lord puts his own devotee in this situation. Because he knows Ashli Shava Padaratam Vinaksamana Datman. And Lord, whether you hug me or you step on me, you are the master of my soul, my life. That's why Krishna put Vishnu in such a situation. He would have been there. He would have lost his consciousness long back. But Vishnu there, he continued. Day by day, his attachment for the Lord kept increasing. And he also was taken vow that he will protect the throne of Hastinapur. So where is king? It was his duty as long as he is alive to protect him. So he fought against them. But what resulted? Last drop of blood, in the last drop of blood, he got purified. What's the result of that purification? Lord himself appeared in front of him when he is supposed to take his body. And the way the form that Bhishmadev wanted to see. That form Lord showed. And then Bhishmadev took his part. So even though externally he was standing opposite to the Lord to fight with Arjuna, but he got the same benefit of as a yogi who gets it after performing several process of yoga or devotional service to the Lord. Because Lord desired that Bhishma should fight against Arjuna. Got it? बोलो वाले ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की